numbering like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The number 6, equity and access to equal opportunities, for me, it's a little bit redundant. I mean, I just want to express my opinion. Access to equal opportunities is essential to reach the highest levels of student achievement. Well, I always have trouble understanding why there are equity and access to equal opportunities. Aren't they the same?
So do you want to remove the first?
No,
You're suggesting the second one?
No, I think we just, equity and equal aren't the same.
Equal opportunities. So how do you define equity, and what's the difference between equity and access to equal opportunity?
There's someone smarter than me that can explain that better.
Equity is about getting what you need, what each person needs. Equal is everyone gets the same. And not everyone needs the same all the time. So.
So how can you have both? Because
so I am confused.
There's a little bit of contradiction there, because I was always under the impression that equity was about outcome and opportunity was, or equal opportunity was about opportunity, and we can't guarantee outcomes.
So it's, to see the list is confusing for the community.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, can you just say equitable access to opportunities?
Yeah, get rid of the word. Get rid of the word
No?
equal.
That's access to equal opportunity. That's so easy to understand.
Because
Access to equal opportunities.
isn't there like a objective that talks about equal opportunity or access to opportunity? And so I think just having it as access to equal opportunity, or
I'd say take equal out of there. Equitable access to opportunities are essential.
So I
You
think
don't
we
like
should.
that? You grumble.
No, it's an affirmative grumble.
Can we establish a definition of equity before we do that?
Affirmative grumble.
Would it be wise to establish a definition of equity or equitable before we do that? Bueller?
Where's that picture of the trees? It's on one of the slides.
Could we just say access to opportunities are essential to reaching the highest levels of student achievement, and just take those extra words to make it short and concise?
We believe that.
I think that when we wrote this, whenever it was, years and years ago, it was in there to have equity, because we could have the same allotment for every school, but that's not going to serve all the needs within the school. I think that's what you were saying. So if every school got $10 per student for X, but they have students over here that have higher needs, they really need $25 for a few of their students in that campus. So we want equitable access to all opportunities.
But if an opportunity is not accessible to a student, it's not equal. Like equal opportunities, I feel like covers it.
Let me give an example here. If we think about the way PSAT and AP testing are done, right, and students who are on free and reduced lunch, equal access would be everybody has the opportunity to pay, register, take that test. Equitable access is what we do, in that students that can pay for the test do. Students who are on free and reduced lunch, we have scholarship available, and so that's equitable access, not equal access, right? Because equal is the sameness, whereas equitable is providing that decreasing barriers to access, right? Or music instruments, right? Providing music instruments for parents that have a hard time renting or purchasing music instruments, right? Everybody can sign up for orchestra, but if not every parent can afford a cello, which are quite expensive, there's a difference between equal access to orchestra and equitable access to orchestra in terms of our ability to provide students with the tools that they need to succeed.
But the thing is, I was trying to say is that if we give access to access to opportunities, that covers all of it.
I kind of wanted to start that one, make that one go away, start over. Like, because Lauren, your example was really good. I feel like there's a way of capturing what you just said without.
So can't you just say equitable opportunities?
Yes.
We
Or
believe.
essential and leave out the rest?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's really what you're wanting to get. You want
Yeah.
everybody to have this, not equal opportunities, because, I mean, you're coming from different points, but you want everybody to have an equitable opportunity. That's, everybody has access to that horn or that whatever.
So do you want to take the word access out and just say equitable opportunities is essential to reaching highest levels of student achievement?
Yeah. I
Yes,
mean, this is a
implied.
belief statement, right? So we
Yeah.
believe that equitable opportunity
Okay,
is key. Yeah, that's essential.
that's better.
Makes sense.
Okay.
I mean, and it's not just financial, right? Equitable opportunities is also geographical, right? You could have two schools that have the same socioeconomic distribution, and we've got one program at one and not at the other, and we're denying kids access to the same opportunities because of geographic, right? It's encompassing a lot of different things if we pare that down to equitable opportunities.
So the definition of equitable is fair and impartial. So, and there's another one that says dealing fairly and equally with all concerned. And so I want to avoid redundancy because I think we've made a habit of that. That's a good habit. But I mean, unless we're adopting a different definition of equitable, that's what I was able to find. So
Well, two students being able to participate in orchestra regardless of the parent's ability to pay for an instrument is fair.
right.
I
would
don't
say that
understand
would
how
make
that's
them
not
equal
fair.
in terms of the access. Are they not equally
Well,
accessible?
if you said the definition is fairness, I mean, that's fair to the student that both students, regardless of their parent's paycheck, are able to do the same activity. Or two students, regardless of which school they're zoned for, are able to participate in the same program.
So we have the same outcome. The pathway to get there is not equal. The outcome is both kids get an instrument. One of them, their parents pay for it. The
Or
other way, the
the
kid.
outcome is equity.
The same outcome.
And
yeah, in the end.
the
But the
opportunity.
pathway to get there is was where the equity comes in. It's
So
not
not
one parent
necessarily.
pays, one parent doesn't pay. That's not equal.
Is that fair?
That's what we do it all the time.
If one of them can't afford it, then
Yeah, it is fair.
What I'm saying is it's not an equal opportunity if one kid is not able to pay, so they don't get it. That's not an equal opportunity. That's an unequal opportunity. Am I right? I have resources you don't. Here's the opportunity. I get to take advantage of it. You don't. That's an unequal opportunity. The opportunity exists. And there's barriers to that opportunity, right? So if you make the opportunity equal.
Which is actually, that's.
So you're defining that as equity?
That's equity.
Yeah.
So your equitable opportunity doesn't necessarily mean equal opportunities.
It can. I mean, according to the
So,
definition, but
I might do something like instead of buying my kids that instrument, I might get her extra tutoring. So can I apply for that scholarship to get my kids the instrument? Is that what is that fair to my kid because she needs academic help?
No, because you have to show need to get the scholarship. So it's not going to let somebody apply for it that doesn't need it
So the scholarship is only open
for need.
Need this.
and me, when we said equitable opportunities, that means that implies fair. I mean, that's fair depending on where you come from, right? What your resources are. At the end of the day, you're still getting a fair or equitable opportunity.
So if we're going, looking at Webster's, right? If we're going to define terms, equitable is dealing fairly and equally with all concerned. So it's not just fair, it's not just equal. It is fair and equal as to the entirety, as to all concerned. And so that doesn't mean that that this student and this student have the exact same thing. They have what is fair and equal relative to their position, relative to the entirety of the community. And so I think equitable is an important word. If we're saying that it's equitable opportunities, fair and equal opportunities is important for all students.
Could we say fair and equal?
Yeah, I would.
It says, well, that's what equitable means.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
So
I think
we're just
equitable is the
saying it in
word.
one word.
I mean, it means both. It literally is a word that means fair and
Fair and
equal.
equal opportunities. I'm good with that. I can understand that.
That's fine, because equitable means fair and equal, so might as well use fair and equal, because it means the same thing.
Well, the counter to that is equitable means fair and equal, so why don't you just use the one word?
Yeah, I'd say keep
Because
it.
that
means-
word is.
It's one word. It's one word, not two.
Because equity's become a
Because
culturally
equity,
charged word.
Yeah, because
That's why.
a lot of people think equity means you are pursuing the outcome being like the same outcome. Because this is obviously not what we're talking about. So you're talking about fair and equal. But the equity right now has a connotation, negative connotation actually, of pursuing equal outcome for all. And that also has a connotation of being socialist.
Well, we're not talking about socialism. We're talking about opportunities, not
Exactly,
outcomes.
that's what I mean.
Opportunities, not outcomes. So
That's-
we've clearly stated it.
Well, if you
But
want
that's
to
why
turn
why don't we just clearly state it's fair and equal opportunities instead of using that word that has so many negative.
when I think about community objections, I don't know that we'd receive community objections to fair and equal, or
Exactly.
and compared to equity or equitable, where not everybody might feel warm and fuzzy about that term. And so if we're talking about something that represents all our families, that everyone can get behind, that is more benign, I believe that fair and equal would do that.
Have we had complaints about that at all? Because these have been in place for a while now. Have we had any complaints about the word? I'm just curious about the word equity.
I didn't hear any when we were doing our listening rounds and talking
Yeah.
to people.
Just curious.
Yeah, I heard a lot of it.
Over the past 4 years, I've heard a lot about it.
I just mean about that statement, not the word equity.
So I just believe that word is a charged word, and to maybe consider not putting in a charged word.
So I'm going to say I don't think that we run away from charged words simply because we're afraid of what the way somebody might interpret that word. Equitable literally means fair and equal with all concerned. That's what the word means. And so we are sitting here having a conversation about what it is that we believe. And we believe in equitable opportunity, correct? Do we believe in equitable opportunity? Do we believe in fair and equal opportunity for all concerned?
I believe in fair.
That's what equitable means, and we're having this conversation. Look, it's been part of our belief statement for 5 years.
But for the past 5 years, it's become a semantic term. That's the unfortunate
Yeah,
part.
I just don't think that we run and hide from people who have taken words out of context and then created their own narrative around it. That's my belief.
We have an opportunity to educate. We have an opportunity to educate our community because that is,
It's a good conversation. I'm glad we are having it. And so if we want to foster a community of belonging, everybody needs to be feeling heard. That's what I mean. So I don't want to just demonize the whatever percentage of our population, say, whatever your sentiment is, I don't care. So I don't want to be that kind of leader.
Do the thing is that we have to remember we're a culture of caring, and that if we were to have to care about constituents in our public community, that we need to actually care about their beliefs too, and that word triggers their beliefs. So if we as a community, as a entity that is supposed to represent culture of caring, we should care about not offending certain population.
But if we take the word equity out, are we offending a different population by basically saying we're unwilling to use that word?
But we're willing to use fair and equal. I mean, it's hard to be upset about fair and equal.
I mean, they're the same thing. It's completely semantic. It's not ideological, and we're arguing about ideology when the difference is entirely semantic.
Well, sometimes redundancy is not a good thing. Perhaps maybe this is a time that maybe we use it to our advantage. And so do we say, fair and equal opportunities and put equitable in parentheses, or do we put equitable opportunities and put fair and equal so that it's described that it's specifically what we mean by the word equitable?
I think so, yeah. We could.
And then we're doing both, and we're taking into account we want to have fair and equal processes. And when we say the word equitable in plain OISD, this is what we mean. So we're defining
It adds the emphasis.
And then-
Absolutely.
Okay.
I say we put equitable,
I
and then we
like
say
that.
in parentheses fair and equal as the
As the
option.
definition, that is the definition of the word, and it's in.
We believe, so we would say that we believe that all students should have,
It's just equitable opportunities.
we believe that equity,
No, just equitable opportunities.
equitable, we're going to change it to equitable, okay,
After equitable, we put in parentheses fair and equal
Fair and equal.
opportunities.
opportunities.
We
Our
took out the other, or Johnny's suggestion was to scratch the other stuff because we're talking about fair and equal opportunities.